for watching another episode of VintageNewscast.com. Before I start with today's topic, I wanted to take a moment to apologize to all my subscribers and my visitors for not doing a video in a bit. But like I said, this year it's all about me, and I'm taking it easy, and I'm not worrying too much about how many videos I posted this week or last week, yada yada yada. But know that when I do post something, it's likely going to be a good topic, or a really old classic movie or something that you've forgotten about. So anyway, today I want to talk about how hard it's become to find classic, you know, music and movies to some extent. Um, you guys know how much I've been raving about digital streaming services and how much I support them. Um, well, um, I didn't realize until after I really started getting into them that it's really become difficult to find my classic oldies. Now, um, I don't find too much difficulty actually. Let me explain. I don't find difficulty getting my music digitally unless it's out of print, you know. Um, the problem is remembering those old music and movies to search for them and download them. So all the music that I currently have and own was due to either music albums that I physically already had, and I knew, what to find, or things that I remembered in my head, when I was younger. And that is extremely difficult. So much has changed when it comes to media. Even when I listen to mainstream radio, it's hard because the stations that I used to listen to, you know, they used to play, my Gladys Knight, my Brooke Benton, Otis Redding, B.B. King, um, just, all of those classic oldies. Now, you know, the classic oldies on that same radio station is like, Jessica Simpson, and maybe some Whitney Houston. So it's really hard to find radio stations that play those same songs that I grew up, so that I can use my Rhapsody and find them, or use some kind of other, uh, music store, online music store, to buy these things. And even when even walk-in stores, like I remember, I don't know if these stores existed outside of New York, but I remember the Wiz. I remember Tower Records. I remember going in, and they always used to have this humongous, what do you call it, cage of old, very old cassette tapes for like bargain prices, like for, $2, $3 or something. And I didn't have to remember what groups or songs that I like, because I know somewhere in that giant bin I was going to find some of my classic gems, you know. And the other side, I used to hate that bin because there used to be so much music in there, and the bin used to be so deep that you had no other choice but to like take all of them out and have them hanging, somewhere. And then of course you'll have the salespeople come over and tell you, hey, you can't do that. Well, my response is, why do you have all of this in here? How am I supposed to find my classics, if I can't take them out? I remember I always used to go back and forth with these people. you know. And the only thing that seemed to make them stop complaining was the fact that they know that when I come there, and go through those bins, they know that I usually buy quite a few. So I may make a little mess because you have no other choice because there's so much cassettes in there. Me being an avid music lover, I always wind up coming out with like, 20, 30 cassettes, you know, which they love because they're, trying to get those cassettes out of there, you know. And it was great because when CDs started to become real popular, you know, I found so many of my favorite oldies galore, you know. So that was great. And in terms of iTunes, I think that's the probably the only real exception because they have this thing. I don't know if it's Genius or something else. I forgot what the hell it is. But you when you click on the music that you have on the right hand side, it gives you a choice of similar music. Um, that's the only thing that really helps sometimes. But back from that, you really have to rely on your own memory a lot of the times to get these classics, or a friend's memory. you know I'm so happy that technology, phone technology, is the way that it is now, because when I go to my grandfather's house and he plays that old music, I'm like, what's that song, and I'm ready to stick out my phone and take out my phone and use my Rhapsody or Shazam and get all those oldies, because if it wasn't for that, because you ask somebody, hey, what's the name of this song? Of course, nobody's gonna know. And if I did happen to know what that song is, by the time I get home, I'll forget what it is. So that's the one thing I can say about phone technology that I really really can now appreciate. I really hope that you guys are using the resources that I've put on my blog in terms of you know um, how to get your classic oldies, and how to create album covers, and restoring photos, and reading your favorite old books on your cell phone and things like that. you know um, I mean, there's a world out there, and you know this technology isn't taking away your classics. They're actually enhancing your classics, and opens up a whole world for you to find even more classics, without as much work as we used to have to do, before, the whole revolution of, music streaming and such. So, thanks you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks. Bye, guys.